Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is the first in our Disney Princess Inspired series. We are going to be doing Cinderella. If you have noticed from my sneak peek picture on Instagram that I will be posting at some point pretty soon, it is a boutique bow. And we are going to do an over-the-top bit because we're going to be adding some of the eyelet lace flowers. I will be doing my best to leave links for everything that I use in this video. The only thing I have not been able to find a link for is the center, which I'm going to use, but I am going to link similar ones for you. So the pieces you're going to need for this bow, for any boutique bow, you are going to need a set of spikes. You are going to need the base bow of your choice. I am using a pinwheel, 4-inch pinwheel. You are going to need a twisted boutique bow and surround a bow. These are already attached together. That's why they're like this. And you are going to need side bows. All of my stuff is ready to go. You're going to need the clip of your choice. You're going to need a piece of 3/8 to wrap the center. And the center of your choice, but I am using this really pretty ribbon slider. It's, you see there, a little bit there, that the ribbon will go through and hold it on to place. I want to use these. I'm not sure if I'm going to yet. We're putting that off to the last minute. I haven't decided if I'm going to be using those yet. Also, miscellaneous things you're going to need: scissors. You're going to need your lighter. You are going to need your hot glue gun, powered up and ready to go. You are also going to need all of your pieces. This is made from 24 inches of 7/8 inch ribbon, it's double layered, as well as the surrounds. I will link a tutorial for these down below. I am going to quick trim the tails on the base bow. And get those heat sealed. Now when I trim, I line them up with the loop next to them, but we go just a scotch up. It gets it in line with the loop across from it. Okay, that's heat sealed. We're going to start to assemble. First, take the clip of your choice lines. I am using a double prong clip. The ribbons that I used in this were all from Ribbons and Bows Oh My. We have blue, we've got white, we've got Millennium Silver, and we've got white and a blue shade, which I think it's Blue Topaz in Dazzle Grow Green as well. And of course we have the Silver Dazzle. I forgot about that one. I love mixing Dazzle and solids together. I think it gives a really nice look. And I am doing a series on inspired bows because not everybody has the ability to get the character prints, but they still want to give their little one a bow that says, hey, this is a Disney princess. So we are going to be doing some inspired ones. You're going to attach the spikes to the base bow. Give a good squeeze, push down on it, make sure it fully adheres. I like adding the spikes when there's nothing on top of them so that you are able to do this and just really push down, make sure it adheres properly. At this point, I will add the center wrap. I've made this piece really long because we're going to end up wrapping it twice. So you're going to want to make sure that you have enough to go around the bow twice. And I will show you why we're doing twice. So I just add it in there. We're not doing anything with it yet. It's just kind of sitting there and hanging out, if you will. I forgot to mention things that are going to be helpful are some clips. And they come in handy to glue the side bows to the twisted boutique bow. I'm not sure what Disney princesses you guys are interested in seeing me make inspired bows for, but if you have any suggestions, please leave those down below. I know my next video is going to be Snow White, and then after that, my next one's going to be Ariel, and the one after that is going to be a Snow White one. So after Ariel and Snow White, if you have any suggestions, please comment them down below or send me a message on Instagram. I would love to hear your requests. Okay, we've got the twisted boutique bow on the spikes. At this point, I take the clips off because you're going to need to be able to get your center wrap ribbon in there, and I always wrap the center before I put the side bows on. I find it's easier this way. You're not messing up the shape of the bow later on. Make sure all of the pieces are pulled out and they're straight. I know this part looks a little wonky right now, but I swear it'll come together. At this point, during a normal bow, I would glue in here and then cut off the excess. But we're not cutting off the excess. I will glue in here though, just to make sure this attaches. And then we're going to bring that piece up again. Remember when I said we were going to double wrap? I like double wrapping when I use ribbon sliders because then I can sandwich the slider bar in between the two layers of ribbon. And all you do is slide the ribbon slider onto the ribbon and then pull it through and make sure you keep it where you want it. It's gonna shift ever so slightly. We'll fix that in a minute, but make sure to pull tight. The tighter your center wrap is with the slider on it, the less chance that it's going to go moving around all over God's creation on your bow. So when I'm gluing, I tend to keep the excess pinched like that. It keeps it nice and taut. And I'll pull here also to keep it a nice tight wrap. Alright, now we're going to bring the clips to wrap the, to attach the loops together back on there. This I found is the easiest way to keep the shape of the bow when you add the side bows, is to wrap the center first to keep those clips on. Because as you see, that's what the loops are going to look like. But you've now got it locked into place so that when you go to add the side bows, they are already in the place that they're going to stay in. All right. Now, if you don't want to add side bows, you can stop here and leave the bow as is. Looks pretty, looks cute. And then you can come back once I'm done with these side bows to add some of these in there. But for now, we are going to progress with the side bows. I use single prong clips for these to hold them to the bow. The doubles just tend to be a little bit too big for this. So we're gonna place them on the bow, and I use one clip per loop. The reason why I clip them is that it keeps them in place, and it's like an extra hand. I don't have to worry about holding it and keeping it from slipping out of where I don't want it to be. I can just place it. This will hold it in place. I can look at it, decide if that's really where I want it, and while it's in the clips, I can also slide it. Ideally, you want your center ribbon, the center middle ribbon of these spikes to come in between your side bows, as you can see there. And this is where these clips do come in handy as well, because you can get them on and shift them into the appropriate place. You can also leave the one side there while you match up the other side and get it perfectly even. Now, before you glue your side bows on, make sure that you come back, ensure everything is straight and exactly how you want it. Everything is even. And you're going to want to scooch the single prong clips as close to the center of those loops on the side bows as you can. Because all you have to do is lift up the loop on the end and just put a little line of glue in there and pinch it closed. I usually slide that back so that I know where I have glued. So I'm going to keep working around it. Like I said, slide the clips to the end, so one, you know you've glued those loops, but two, it also helps hold it while the glue is setting. Remember, we're using these as our extra hands, and you want to use them to the fullest extent that you have them. Bow making is enough pieces already. We want to make sure we have all of the tips and tricks in our arsenal so that we can make this process so much easier. And a little bit of leakage here. Burned my finger too. Alright, so now the side bows are on. And you just remove the clips. I do a little bit of stretching out of the loops. One final little fuss. This is not required. I've seen plenty of people who don't do this step, but I like to glue my spikes closed. I find it gives a more polished look to the bows. Again, this is optional. Don't have to do it. If you don't like the way it looks, if you like to leave your spikes open, by all means, go right ahead. I just find that for me, and for what my customers like, they like everything staying closed like that as opposed to that. If you are gluing your spikes closed, you're going to alternate. So if the bottom has the left side overlapping in front, the top is going to have the right side in the front. It keeps your bow from ending up looking lopsided when it comes to the spikes. Alright, that is the bow. You can leave it like that. You don't have to add the eyelet flowers. I, however, am going to sit here and play with which ones I like best. I'm leaning towards the white, honestly. So, to cut these in half to place on the top, you're going to flip over your eyelet flower, and you're going to find where you have the raw edge there. And cut as close to that as you can. Slowly straight across, making sure to keep it lined up. All right. Gotta sharpen my scissors. But you're going to want to cut as much of the straight edges off as you can, rounding them off where possible. It's really easy with the scallop of that type of lace. When you have straight lines, it tends to look pretty harsh. So just a matter of trimming until you like it, and then moving on to the other half. I have to grab another pair of scissors. These ones definitely need to be sharpened, and I will be doing that when we're done with this. So, oh, much better. I would invest in a scissor sharpener if you're planning on doing a lot of bows, because your scissors are going to become dull. It's just a fact of life. They're going to become dull. And the sharpener allows you to sharpen them and extend the life of your scissors, even if they are just $10 ones. We all don't have the money to be buying new scissors constantly. So once you're happy with how the eyelet flower pieces look, you're going to come over with them and place them in the bow, just between the twisted boutique bow and the spikes there. I like to tuck them in at first and just get a look of how they look in the bow. Make sure the side bows are laying good on them. And then you can just peel back the spikes. I'll glue little bits at a time, because you don't want these to shift too much once you have them into the spot that you like. So tack down one side, and then tack down the other side. Because you tack down the one side first, they'll pretty much just stay. Ah, my hot glue gun's leaking. It is time to buy a new hot glue gun. We are starting to get burnt glue. And unfortunately it's leaking too, so it's time to look at getting a new glue gun. But that will be for another day. I'm gonna glue the last part there. And there you go. You have gorgeous, beautiful Cinderella inspired over-the-top boutique bow. Now, I realized that I put these on before I stiffened the bow. And that's fine. I'm going to show you a trick for that. This also works if you have to re-stiffen one of your bows. We've all hit that point where we need to re-stiffen a bow. It's just gotten to the point where it's done. It needs to be fixed. So I will take a cello bag. You can get clear plastic ones. You can get colored ones. You can pack a 25 of them in Walmart in the party section. And you are going to want to come around and wrap this between the twisted boutique bow and the flower. It's going to take a little bit of working because this flower is really puffy. And because of all of the layers, it takes a little bit. But I would get one side going first. Bring it around the bow like that. Take some of your clips, clip it down. I'm only putting one there for now until I get the rest of it down. But wrap the other side around. And place a few more clips. Making sure to not spoil the shape of the bow. This process, I usually end up fixing the twisted boutique bow several times. But I generally put about 5 clips up on the top. And if I need to, I'll add 2 more down at the bottom just to make sure nothing is getting through this. And then you can put this in your stiffening box, on your towel, whatever you stiffen your bows on. Oop, I need to heat seal that really quick. Whatever you stiffen your bows on, place this down, spray the stiffener. And then once it dries, you take all the clips off, put the bag off to the side because you're going to need it again eventually. And there you go. So that is how, if you're like me, you put the eyelet lace on before you stiffen the bow, or if you need to re-stiffen the bow later on. That's it, guys. This is the Cinderella inspired bow. I will put a picture. There's a picture at the beginning of the video, but I'll also put a picture at the end as well, so you guys can see how it turned out. Thank you guys for watching. I very much appreciate it. Next week's bow is going to be an Ariel bow, but it is going to be a faux leather one with a new template that I found. I did some of the cuts on the Cricut, and some of them I cut by hand. I will let you guys know when I show you that bow which ones were which. But this is just a very cute mermaid inspired bow. So thank you guys for watching the Cinderella. I will see you next week for the Ariel. And if you have any questions or comments, leave those down below as well. If you like the video, even though it was a hot mess, please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please click the subscribe button. There's a bell button right next to it. Click that Select all so your notifications are set to all so you are notified every time I upload a new video. I am going to be doing a giveaway soon. I am beginning to purge my ribbon collection. And if you've been a bow maker for several years, you will know that you collect a lot of ribbon. So I will begin beginning to purge it. And I'm hoping to be able to give away 2 ribbon packs. So make sure you are subscribed because it will be a subscriber only giveaway. So that being said, thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for Disney Princess bows, leave those down below or hit us up on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!